Did you all see what we just saw? The courtroom not only disrupted order, it also interrupted the internet. With Camron looking as pompous as ever. Laughed aloud in court as Jim Jones's own child. Startled everyone by publicly standing with Chrissy, the lady at the center of leaked USB drives. Chrissy Mama Jones swore that she was the Dipset dynasty has come to an end, as Jimmy's son has radically changed the narrative, making it appear like a VH1 reunion gone nuclear. What does Camron know? Made he smiled like if he had just watched the finale of a soap serial he had secretly seconded. Why is Jim Jones sitting there in surprised, quiet as his family support? The one lady his family has promised to destroy the third. What new tape.txt or betrayal will come up next, since we assure you that this is not only judicial mayhem, but rather a dynasty collapsing in real time. The cameras are rolling. Fasten your seatbelts for what happened inside. Let's take a peek at the courthouse. It's not just history, but also reality TV treason. This hardwood sounds like a love and hip-hop reunion special, not a courthouse with a court stenographer banging frantically and heels clicking down the aisle. But this wasn't just any court day, sir. This was the day when Harlem's hip-hop dynasty burst out. Let's go back a little, since Camron arrived. Jim Jones' son smiled and defended Chrissy as if it were prom night. And Shay had just been elected queen, and as we all know, the courtroom was the setting for a Dipset film ever. When Mama Jones got all WWE and opened Chrissy's end, we watched her take out the mysterious USB stick as if it were her. Camron was oozing like a beast, and Mama Jones was selling. Fortunately, it was merely a smack, but this new development, baby, it's a planned turn of events that no one expected since Jim Jones' son. Let's name him the next generation heir to Harlem's hip-hop tradition. Junior was supposed to be impartial and stay out of the battle as the adults played it. However, he entered the courtroom with his head held high, and told the judge on record that Chrissy had been the only genuine one in the room. Cam sat back, with his arms crossed, nary a smirk in sight. Foolin', I knew it was coming, so I brought munchies. Let's break this down. According to our anonymous adjudicator who was already over the farce, grudgingly nodded when Junior, who was situated 2 seats behind the defense bench, asked to deliver a voluntary statement at the pretrial hearing. At that time, Junior turned to face the audience and announced, "I'm not going to keep watching. Everyone disparages the only person who has ever stood by my father." One reporter gave out a loud gasp. Mama Jones savagely mumbled, "He's been brainwashed." Instead of blinking, Chrissy simply cocked her head, as if she understood this was remembra. This is the same courtroom where Mama Jones nearly threw hands. And Camron's leaked tape accused Chrissy as a double agent supplying information from within the family. Why would Jim's sons support Chrissy in the courtroom, where we assume she was? Let's get into the details. According to insiders, Junior and Chrissy had been privately corresponding for weeks before the trial. Not about any reconciliation or any harm to their reputation, but in terms of safety, a reportedly leaked communication that was extracted from a throwaway WhatsApp. Chrissy was warned by Junior that her mother will try to use lies to conceal her proof of the kind of internal betrayal that turns family conflict into a full-scale civil war. And as if that weren't awful enough, additional court documents submitted in the days preceding the hearing revealed that Junior had demanded to see Chrissy's USB drive contents, which he did not want to defend her. Instead, he wanted to clarify what was on it before made public translation. Junior had to know which side of the explosion he wanted to go on because he knew the tapes were going to rock Harlem. Chrissy had receipts, and the USB allegedly contained voice notes from Mama Jones discussing fraudulent real estate transactions utilizing Jim's name, and camera video showing her handing cash-filled envelopes to Day colleagues and urging Chrissy to provide proof in text messages. That show Camron knew the slab was coming. Yes, you read that right. There is now speculation that Camron and Chrissy were not adversaries in his trial statement. Junior accused Mama Jones ruling Jim's enterprise like a twisted matriarch in a hip-hop version of Game of Thrones, portraying him as the silent accomplice in a protracted he claimed to have overheard his grandmother, Mama Jones, plotting. AVH1 producers modify the plot and present Chrissy as unstable, intended to release edited tapes and restore Mama's reputation. Presenting Chrissy as a villain, the judge appeared to leave everyone in the room was stunned and silence, with the exception of Camron, who sarcasticalized, "Wow, what a weird world." Even the BA smiled. Let's talk about the reactions, as the internet did what it always does. #Team Chrissy's popularity grew as more Twitter users joined Instagram, Inundated with memes that claimed that Junior always treated Chrissy as A1. Particularly popular video showed Camron nodding in court with comment, "When you knew the tapes were heat," and presented popcorn instead. Then, a lawyer, albeit not everyone found it hilarious. A former Die-Pet manager, well-known Mama Jones fan, labeled Junior a traitor to the throne in a now-deleted Facebook tirade accusing Chrissy of influencing a youngster who continues after the court receded for lunch. Junior was spotted leaving with Chrissy, not Jim, not his team, and not even neutral with them. Is where things get more uglier. Allegiance appears as that rage. Screenshot is delayed because supporters are divided and conflict lines are solidifying. Chrissy by her side. Fans are still trying to release it like it is this movie, so I think you did well. One camera caught her talking to him. Meanwhile, Mama Jones allegedly yelled into her phone as she walked out off back door, assuring them everything was a lie. Even TMZ couldn't maintain represent Jim Jones. So he eventually gave the media a hazy Jimmy's focus is on peace, not petty. He loves his family and wants the turmoil to stay off the record. In other terms, Jimmy trembles in his timberlands because if his child is supporting Chrissy Camron, he will battle in court, and Mama Jones' will loss of control over the Dipset narrative will cause the family business to fall from the inside out, and Chrissy will stop crying as the court reassembled and the judge ordered everyone back into session with a new file was presented into proof of file that Chrissy failed to bring. So even though she is winning tastefully and in heels, we are not even close to the courting. To our sources, the USB's concluding piece came directly from Cameron's legal staff. Just when you thought the tension was at its lowest, Jim Jones' son walked forward, met the judge's eyes, and spoke the one sentence that caused the entire courtroom to hear human gasps from a pressure cooker. Audible gasps. One of the bases coughed, as if he had choked on his own spittle. This type of incidents caused the stenographer to stop typing for a period of time. Is what makes a courtroom go viral. In a couple of seconds, Mama Jones practically grabbed her pearls after seeing the steam rising. She removed her wig and said something so filthy that the woman next to her actually swapped seats. So let's take a pause, since as anyone followed this Harlem soap opera since the beginning knows, Jim's child has remained neutral and out of the spotlight whenever there has been family dispute. News, but now he's in the spotlight in a trial, sticking up for the woman grandma said he was a traitor to the family line. Let's look into what simply court transcripts were released within minutes by unclearly uncool person. Jim's kid not only defended Chrissy, but also blamed Mama Jones for conducting a smear campaign, claiming Chrissy was the one seeking to Jim from financial bankruptcy caused by lawsuits and family members using fake LLCs to transfer money. He didn't mention names, but he wasn't required to. Everyone in the room turned to look at Mama Jones like a clueless scenario. Camron sat in the back row looking like an A. The man got out a bag of peanut M&Ms, put one in his mouth, and gave the most obnoxious "well, damn, has anyone ever heard" in a legal setting while snickering in a box seat at a Broadway play. Not only that, Cam's released audio was the impetus for the whole courtroom event meltdown. Now he's watching it happen like a villain in a Tyler Perry finale. Is it cruel, or is it strategic? Since Jim's son made a statement, guess who slid a manila envelope over the defense table? Chrissy's sister Olivia arrived ready. I've kept my mouth shut for years to protect this family, but the court appears to be unclear about who's betraying whom. Let's make it clear, Chrissy replied when the court pressed her to elaborate. She showed receipts the Pope, and immediately there were bank transfers, emails and invoices allegedly revealing Mama Jones had established a site. The worst aspect is that businesses are exploiting Jim's name and logo without his permission. Claimed that it was all tied to a warehouse in New Jersey that had created during a 2019 DAPE affiliate raid. You might recollect the tales concerning unregistered real estate enterprises and fandom contracts. Yes, it is the same. Chrissy brought more than just documents to the facility, but things got ugly. I have also supplied an audio clip if you that the recording was played over the courtroom speaker as if a mixtape debut supposedly recorded a phone conversation between Mama Jones and the clip shows a well-known Harlem fixer. Someone said, if Chrissy keeps way, I'm not sure whether the voice was truly Mama Jones. But the room acted. Everyone was gasping loudly. You'd think Beyonce had just entered. One woman fainted, and the court ordered a 10-minute hearing. Camron got up during recess, gave a single clap, and remarked, plot twist. Detectives began voice matching the release tape as Chrissy is vindicated. Started trending on Twitter and TikTok. while social media was already melting. By one genius utilized waveform analysis to create a comprehensive breakdown. Versus the old reality, program snippets are coming to the conclusion that yep, that's Mama Jones. Similar breathing pattern, similar accent energy, and where was Jim Jones? Throughout this time, there has been no appearance. Statement Ghost only has one Instagram. A story, with a burning candle and the phrases, pray for the truth. Back in Mama Jones's lawyer requested that the tape should be excluded since it unverified, mysterious, bleak, and meaningless. However, the prosecution refused, accepted it, and ordered a study of Chrissy's USB drives, include the and a comprehensive forensic review is ordered. This is where things get heated outside the courthouse, in a group. The elder Chrissy supporters were louder. Mama Jones disciples are equipped with fold-up le carrés and printed materials on family betrayal. On both sides, began gathering homemade posters and t-shirts with her face on them, and even personalized foam fingers that read, "One ugh, dash and a schla. You cannot make this up." The street clashed like the versus the battle of the decade, forcing will install roadblocks amidst then. Somebody played Camron's old DS track. The court eventually had enough. Announced that there could be criminal effects resulting from the great unrest among the general people on social media. Hearings would have to take place behind closed doors. Cameras were prohibited, cell phones were seized. Even the court's sketch artists banned, but it was too late for the complete transcript of Jim's son's statement went public within hours. The courtroom film was leaked via bootleg audio that was posted on Telegram, YouTube, and any dubious Discord the internet could locate the server. Reaction videos were streaming in. Hashtags are omnipresent, and memes like hashtag Team Chrissy and Team Jones were distributing faster than Cardi B's Twitter subscriptions in Nicki by Desk. Camron posted on Instagram says loyalty over legacy with a black backdrop and white. There were no tags or captions with the lettering. It's just chaos and vibrations. Chrissy went live for precisely 24 seconds with no makeup or filters. And she stared. "I kept the files I kept. I'm not going to keep taking the quiet blame," he murmured into the camera. And then she logged off, while Sumyanek, claimed to be a former Dipset tour the manager, began delivering what Chrissy chronicles are a series. Numerous allegations arising in 2013, relating hush money caused fights and people who mismanaged their finances, consuming it as hot wings during hurricane. Regardless, matter whether it's true or not, what everyone is I am now wondering whether Jim's son is supporting Jim and Chrissy's indicate that he does not trust Mama Jones. Is now in charge, oft Jones family's legacy, and court shut down the shocking. The discovery must come from outside. As maybe, what we've learned from Harlem is these secrets are seldom kept hidden. Especially, not when Chrissy has files in her hands, as well as the fact that that USB was not the only one since it was late that evening. Harlem